Hi everyone. This week I've been thinking about how God, if He really wanted to, with the snap of His fingers, make everything okay. He could potentially take all the suffering away, take away all the pain and the injustice, and make everything right. That's the God I believe in, a mighty God, a powerful God, a God who is able to do the impossible. So why doesn't He do that? Why doesn't He just fix everything? I believe that God has a plan, and I believe that that plan is for our good, and in the end it will all work out for our benefit. Even if right now in our current circumstances we can't work out how all this fits in to God's grand plan, we need to trust the plan. Even if right now we're not quite sure how our circumstances can turn around for our own benefit, we need to trust that God can do it and that He will do it. There are some remarkably inspiring stories in the Bible that remind us that God is able to work against all odds. Again and again, God shows us that He is able to take any circumstance, any situation, and turn it around for our benefit and for our good. A perfect example of such a story is the life of Joseph. At the end of Genesis, we read a reflection from Joseph about his life where he states that despite everything that's happened, despite everything that the enemy plotted against me, God used those very circumstances to change my life around, to benefit me and to benefit a nation. This is Joseph's conclusion at the end of Genesis, chapter 50, verse 20. But as for you, you meant evil against me, but God meant it for good, in order to bring it about as it is this day, to save many people alive. Wow, what a revelation for Joseph, for him to be able to look back at his life and recognize that God was there all along, to know that the enemy had plotted against him, and yet God was able to use the plans of the enemy to still benefit Joseph in the end. And not just Joseph, but also a whole nation. And it's the same for us. We need to have the same level of faith to know that despite everything that's going on around us, despite what the enemy might be planning for us, God is able to use those very circumstances to benefit us in the end, all part of His good plan and His good purpose for humanity as a whole. Now, Joseph knew he had an enemy. Just like we know we have enemy forces working against us. Sometimes it's intentional, sometimes it's just life. Either way, it's never God. God is always working for us, and He is always working towards our good. And this is something that Joseph knew very well in his life. Again and again, when we read Genesis and you read Joseph's story, you'll see that there is one statement that keeps being repeated, and that is, God was with Joseph. And in the same way, we've got to believe that God is with us too. When we take life, when we live life with God on our side, with God as our everything, then God will make sure that every circumstance that has been used against us can in the end benefit us. And I think we should remember that the benefits that come out of it are not always on an individual level. Joseph could have never known that what he went through in his life would end up benefiting the whole nation of Israel. Joseph could not have known that centuries later, here we are, still taking lessons from his life. And in the same way, we just do not know how God can use the circumstances of our lives, everything that the enemy is plotting to use against us. We have to trust that God can turn that around for our benefit, for the benefit of our nation, and for the whole benefit of His plan and His purposes. So today I encourage you to trust God's plan. I encourage you to find out what that plan is. And furthermore, I encourage you to find your part in that plan. whatever it is that you decide to do today, remember that God is for you and He is not against you, and that God can and will take everything that the enemy meant for our evil to turn it around for our good. Have a lovely day, have a blessed week, and I will see you soon. Bye.